Good morning. I'm Jason Renno. I am here at the Squaw Valley locker room. This is where I start my routine every day, pretty much with a cup of coffee. It wouldn't normally be Starbucks, but that's always open. So this is my locker. Normal day. I come in here hopefully before everybody else, so I don't have to deal with the crazy crowds because there's usually a dozen people walking by asking me questions. So the sooner you get on the mountain, the better. Avoid the crowds, avoid the people. 6 in the morning is a good idea if you're going for KT, and that's really the game plan every powder morning. I have a pair of Burton AK 2-layer Gore-Tex, the cargos, the vents. One of my favorite pants because they're pretty universal. You know, I can wear this in the springtime, summertime, wintertime, anytime pretty much except summertime. But I like them because they're kind of a tactical wear. You know, one size works for everything, one pants works for everything. Nowadays I don't really utilize the cargo pockets as much as I used to because a lot of weight, a lot of crap in your pockets, you know, kind of gets annoying. You gotta be selective with what you put in there because it starts banging around on your knees and your legs, and yeah. But it's nice to have pockets. You know, if you need them, you have them to use. The other pair of pants I have, again, Burton, just your basic. I'm required to wear black, and I like black, so that's an easy requirement. I like the solar warmth when you're sitting on a chair, you know. And besides white, it's fairly camouflage. You can dash off in the woods, get away with stuff pretty easily. But again, these are just the basics. These are actually insulated, so great for winter days, great for the cold days. Less stitching, less seaming on them for air to kind of sneak through. But when it comes to springtime, these things will cook you. So I rarely use them actually. This year I'm getting a pair of Helly Hansen tech wear, so I'll have 3 different pants to choose from, and the Helly Hansen's really good wear, and I'll probably use that for my uniform and wear that one down because that's on Squaw Valley's tab. Thanks, Squaw. Yeah, the layer I have here, top and bottom, you know, I use on cold days. I don't really get that cold too often. If I do, it's usually in the hands and the toes. And it's only the first couple runs, but it's better to be warm and be able to shed a layer than be cold and not have a layer. Layering is pretty important. You know, you can go with silks. You can go with the dry layering that Burton, the dry ride system that they have. It's really good. I like the Hamburglar outfit. You know, you go party in it afterwards. So yeah, that's that. Let's see. I'd probably wear another shirt on it, or a vest, or fleece, which I don't have here in my locker room today. Here's another mid-weight shirt that I wear. This is a good one from Marmot. Go shopping at REI or Patagonia, find the discount deals. Mid-weight, really good wicking, you know, so you don't feel swampy. You get hot, it starts to pull it away from you. But again, I need to be careful with my layering because I get hot and overheat it, and you know, you don't want to be opening up vents on a powder day and having things spray all inside your jacket and whatnot. So, you know, it's just by trial and error you figure out what works and how many layers you need. Everybody's body type is different. So today, since there's no snow on the mountain, I'm just going to go with one basic layer. The gloves I use are POW gloves. I like full leather gloves. I can condition them with minx oil or snow seal. They have the little snot rag on there. But I like the full leather. I like try to get it as thin as I can. This is kind of a mid-weight, not necessarily a spring glove, but not necessarily a full winter glove either. But it provides enough warmth, and it's not thick enough to where I have to worry about my modality or my dexterity. I can still do things, grab things really easily. And if my hands get cold, well then I just toughen up and sit on them. You know, and a chair ride will warm up your hands, and you know, and you shouldn't be on the slope that long because you're going fast enough to get back to the chair ride, to get to the next run. You know, repeat step A and B millions of times a year. Okay. Again, black. Anytime you know you get the sun's energy, yay, go solar. That's what I do. My boots are, let's see, what are they? The SL9s, that's right. been a while since I've been in these. I like the new speed lacing system with Burton. These boots start off fairly stiff, which is what I like because as much riding as I do in a year, things tend to break down. So if you start, well for me, when I start off with the soft boot, by the time I really get into the peak of the season where all the riding and the best time that I have, the most powder, you know, to be enjoyed in the season, my boot will be broken down and too soft and I won't have any support. So I like to have a boot start off stiff, get used to the equipment, break it down, and be in its best shape in the best time of the year, which is generally around the February month. But who knows what Mother Nature is going to give us every year. So I have two pairs of boots, so when one blows out I can go to the other one. One pair is actually really soft. These are my newer pair that I broke in last year, and they held up really well. But when I'm in a rush, especially on my days off, because I don't want to be seen at work, fortunately my locker is at work, then speed lacing just is another step. But it's personal preference. You buy what's comfortable, what functions, you know. My motto is function before fashion, you know. This is probably the only fashionable thing I wear. But it's more important that it works, it keeps me warm, and it's reliable. We used to have a saying, you buy Burton, you're hurting for certain. Well, they've gotten better, their gear doesn't break down as much. And again, it comes back to customer service. They give me guarantees as a consumer that most companies can't afford, and that's really nice to know when you're in the industry and as long as I've been in and you're out on the hill as much as I am. My jacket isn't here. I have a Burton jacket as well as an old Ernesto jacket. I do have a Burton 2-layer Gore-Tex, and that's a layering system as well. This is actually the inside of the jacket. So if it's you know, done off the mountain, then I get into this. I don't have to wear the big bulky thing. It has a hood, it's got the gaiters, it's got all the pockets, you know, all the bells and whistles. But I can utilize that layering system how I want. That's what I like. I like to be able to customize, you know, what I need and what I wear. My goggles are Adidas goggles, which I'll probably upgrade to something else. Adidas isn't really selling a lot in America anymore, so it's hard to find spare lenses, but I love these lenses. They're made for helmets, straps on the outside, so they'll snug right in on my face without being pulled away by the helmet. But it's very seldom that I go without a helmet nowadays. I've hit my head a lot, so the look is going to be helmet most of the time. I'm still getting used to helmets. I didn't grow up with helmets. It was very uncomfortable at first having something over my ears, having something on my head. But you know, you hit your head a couple times and you get silly and you realize it's just not worth it. So that's how my helmet look right there. The most important part of your day, leading all up to this, I'm all dressed, I got my goggles, my hats on and all that stuff, and I have my baby. The Burton Custom X is one of my favorite boards. My all-purpose utility board. Starts off really stiff, and again it breaks down to the board I like. I like to butter around and jib when I'm on flat runs. I mean, turns get boring as much as they are fun. You know, I like to be able to mix it up, and I love the butter. I'm an old schooler. We invented the butter. These are CO2s. I love these bindings. They're really durable. They've got a little flexibility in the high back. It feels like when I put my boots in these, the great thing with Burton is they kind of build their stuff to integrate and work well together, you know. So this binding really, I mean, it's broken down in a couple places like this mesh, but when I put my boot in here and I flex on it, it feels like this high back wants to wrap around the back of my boot and my calf, and I like that sensation. But with that, I got everything. I got my gloves on, my jacket. I'm about 100 yards away from KT. So when it's snowing, I'm out of here.